that? Is that a cat?
He's in the cat house.
We've still got our Subaru with us that goes with our Class A motorhome we're trying to sell, so we're hoping to get that thing sold.
What do you got? Oh, thank you. That looks yummy.
Eat it, Hensley.
Pretend.
Hum, num.
So we've been in our Airstream around 3 months now, and it's not the same as the motorhome. It's a little bit different, but I think every day it starts to feel more and more like home.
I think what's made this transition easier is that we've been able to make it feel like home. We've got to design it the way we wanted. We've got to put our personal touches on it, which is a little different than we had before. I
think with the motorhome, it actually took us a little bit longer, I think, for the motorhome to feel like home than it did the Airstream. It definitely had a bigger feel. It had more space. Yeah. But I think the feel of what you're living in can definitely have an impact on how fast it can feel like home.
And the motorhome still felt like home.
Mm-hmm.
It just took a while.
Yeah. So that's the plan today, to talk about some things we've done remodeling wise and what we've learned remodeling our Airstream so far. So one of the first things we learned when it came to remodeling our Airstream was that you need to be careful what Airstream you buy because the year does matter. We were looking for 1995 and newer because in 1995 they started to go to this wider body than the ones before that. Now when I say wider body, it's only 6 inches in width wider than the other Airstreams, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you get 6 inches the entire length of the RV, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. You know, another reason we looked into mainly 1995 and newer was because we didn't want anything super old. We didn't want to do a gut job on it. We just want to kind of do sort of a facelift on it. You get into like mid 80s and older especially. I know my parents had one that was in the 70s, and I mean, you can take what it's got and kind of patch it up and stuff, but a lot of times, I mean, they just need to be totally gutted out. Your electrical's old, your insulation's old. You got so many things going on in there. If you really, really, really want to live in it and you want it for the long term, gutting it's probably the way to go. The third reason we went with one newish was that especially on these front corners, you'll start to see the clear coat start to fade. These all have clear coat on them, just like a car. And so once this clear coat layer starts to peel or fade because of the sun and because of exposure to the elements, you can't just like patch up that clear coat. Really, to make the Airstream look good, you've got to take the clear coat off of the entire RV, and then you got to go back and shine the RV. I mean, that doesn't sound like a lot of work, but I promise it's like hundreds of hours to get this thing back to shiny condition. We didn't want that extra work. That's why we looked for something just a little bit newer and not crazy old.
When doing a remodel, the biggest bang for your buck will be painting and replacing the flooring. It's simple, it's cheap, it took a lot of man hours, but just painting, we spent like $300 in paint and then $500 in the floor, and it totally changed the space and updated it completely. This was the color of all of the wood in the Airstream before we painted it, and then this is after. We also added these cushions and pillows to give it that extra color in here, made it fun. I thought this pattern was kind of retro but also modern, which totally made me think of Airstream. We had these barn doors made, which I absolutely love because I think that they kind of give it that homey feel, and I know everybody kind of joked at us a little bit because we had painted everything that was wood white and then brought in some wood, but a little pop of texture in some wood is great in some places and kind of makes it feel like home.
Hensley, what have you done over here? You're going a little bit crazy with the Play-Doh.
Everybody say cheese.
Ready, guys? Cheese!
Yeah!
Yay!
Yay!
Something else we've learned with remodeling our Airstream is that you don't need to be afraid to take things out. Almost this entire area was a dinette. I mean, proportionally with the living room kitchen area, it was huge. And just for us, we were like, we don't need 2 different places to sit. Why not focus on building around the couch and then just take the dinette out? So we took the dinette out, we added these 2 benches in, and we have loved making that change. So a big part of the decision on what we take out, what we leave, has to do with what our family needs. And we took out this giant closet to put in a sort of like a top bunk bed for Hensley. This can roll down. This locks in place if we need to right here. We got her Betty's bed in here. She's really loved this thing, by the way.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You like your Betty's bed, Hensley? So we got 2 different doors. This one is so that we can get her out easily if we need to. Pop that one down, and then this little door, we'll leave it open a lot during the day, and she can just climb up and have it as sort of like a separate play area if she wants to, using the ladder. This is her main room down here. You want to show your room? Can you make a sandwich?
She just loves having a space of her own, and this space has been great. She can stand up. She has room to play.
Baby, buy the sandwich.
You can make a sandwich for your baby?
We're not finished with it. We're still gonna add some uses for the wall space because this is prime real estate. So we'll put some chalkboard or maybe a Lego board.
She go sit down, baby. Ready for lunch? Yes, please. Here's some bread. Here's some bread, baby.
Painting everything in a light color also helps open a space up and make a small space feel bigger. We went with white, which definitely opened it up, made it feel light and airy and crisp in here. And you can add accent colors of any choice because everything goes with the color white. But you do have the upkeep of white. We have to touch up it looks like it's going to be every 3 to 6 months, probably having to touch up. And it does take a little more upkeep as far as having to wipe down cabinets and things like that get some dirt and food splashed on it. Maybe weigh that into your decision. We love the white. It feels awesome in here, but there is a little bit more maintenance. Also, not to mention these floors. We went with a light color gray, which again, we love the color. But we underestimated how much dirt would show on these floors. And when you live in a small space, it's easy to clean, which is nice. It takes me a few minutes to get the floors cleaned up. But you're in a campground. You're tracking in dirt and everything from the outside in, and it gets dirty fast. So far the renovation's coming along. I mean, it's just been kind of a fun process getting to pick things out that we like, and it's feeling vibrant in there, and it's just something that we were kind of looking for, and it's feeling like home, and it makes me excited. Yeah.
Good job wiping your feet, Hensley. You bringing the baby in?
Baby wants to watch Magic School.
Oh, does it? Is that what it said?
Not Hensley. The baby wants to watch Magic School Bus. That's different.
Next thing that you know, you see it.
So I think one of the most important things we've learned about remodeling a small space like our Airstream is that we've just had to remember that, hey, it's a small space. Just go for it. I mean, I don't think every decision we've made has been 100% spot on.
We were kind of in this, like, do we do the white, gray, silver theme, or do we do like the brown and bronze and make it more cottagey feel? And we really wanted the modern, clean feel. Looking back, I don't think that the other feel would have been a bad decision either, and it actually might have hidden some of the dirt on the floor and things like that.
Yeah, it's tough to know. We knew the colors we were picking out with the floor might show dirt worse than other colors, but until you like put it down and live in it on a day-to-day basis, it's not horrible. It's not like the worst. We've had a floor worse than that in another house we've had. It was too dark, but the other floor we had.
But I mean, that's with any space you remodel. I'm sure when that was us remodeling a house, and
it is.
You know, I think you live and you learn, and we love it. We love the gray floor.
Yeah,
It shows more than. And it shows up fast in a small space.
The difference is the floor that we got too dark in the house. It was a 1,400 square foot house. That was like going to be too much money, too much effort to take everything out of that house and redo that floor. So we just had to kind of live with it. But you got a small space like this, you got more margin for error. And just go for it. We don't think we made like a wrong decision. We just think maybe it wasn't the perfect decision.
We definitely like it better than the floor that was in there before.
So, oh yeah.
So that's all that matters. We love our Airstream, and it's every day becoming more and more like home and get more and more finished, and I'm excited, and I love that we're able to make it personal.
Hopefully we've learned a few things, and we hope we can pass those on to you guys. Well, we're gonna go inside, call it a night, and we'll catch you guys later.